It all becomes, you know, I was quite lucky because I've said to myself when I was a younger chef, what my cuisine will be. You know, so many young chefs, they're thinking about what is trend and how we can go there. Then we speaking a lot about, you know, going in the woods and find some ants and all the cool stuff. And I think sometimes the idea of who you are and what you cook and how your restaurant has to be has nothing to do with what other restaurants doing. Just think a little bit more where you come from, how you grown up, what it's that where you feel very comfortable, that it's not needed to do things that maybe you can go with by your head and be, you know, like very strict to yourself and forgot your heart and your stomach, how our feelings you are. And I think in that case, I always, you know, of course, business-wise, you have to think about, there's a problem about in your, you know, a lot of things about in your head. But I think all the rest, you have to be by yourself. And, you know, growing up as a Mediterranean Austrian kid, having black pumpkin seed oil, a schnitzel and a tzatziki on the table, you know, learning myself that the fusion will be always with me. These two hearts always knocking, you know, in my breast, you know, it's always here. And it will be always a mix between and a fight between this world. And it was very clear that the natural thinking about that and where I come from, it's the natural idea of how we build restaurants, how we cook, and how we think. It depends. It is to create the Greek world and the Austrian world together. It's easy because I grown up like this for me. It's not a thing about to think too complicated on that, because I think it will be always olive oil. When something it's not very, you know, when you need salt, for example, we're using olive oil instead of, because I think fat and natural salt. But we don't never think about we have to have feta inside or we have to have that. But some of the techniques, old techniques that we use from the Greek, from Greece, and a lot of Austrians will be always on the plate. It's not a difficult thing. It's just, it's hard to explain because it is nothing who comes like by my mind. It just comes natural out of that. So you have always a feeling when you cook that, something is missing, too much Greek. Yeah, I was just speaking about the restaurant. And when we cook that, it's also something missing. That's why we also focusing in mostly in fish. First of all, because most of the main courses after a big menu are boring. You have always the feeling they want to fill you up and just they're afraid that the dishes before are not enough. And the second thing is I feel it's not necessary to create a fantastic menu. And the second thing is also when we use meat, we use it more as a perfume or as a sauce. And all the other things we buying, like we have a small fish guy who bring from Croatia the fish. And I because, you know, now everyone's speaking about local and stuff. And I think in that case, I think when we speak about local, what is, you know, that maybe when we speak about the kilometers that you drive and it's the same that you're buying 6 hours the lake water fish or 4 hours from there. In the end, the product is very important, the quality of the product, to support the farmers. And that's why we also have our own garden now. There where we can do it, we do it. There where is a little bit a thing where you just want to be like greenwashing style of, we have to speak clear about things. And 4 hours in this direction or 4 hours in this direction are just 4 hours, you know. It's not local. It's just when you are a very big country and you fly in your shells 1,200 kilometers, what's that? You know,